Hi everyone, welcome back to reading. Today, since we're almost finished with Mr. Putter and Tabby. Today we're going to finish up the book. We're going to read the last chapter, and in this lesson we're going to talk about how we can learn lessons with familiar stories. So we're pretty familiar with Mr. Putter and Tabby. We've read this story almost all the way through, so that's where we're going to pick up today. So first I want to ask you if you have ever been to a Chinese restaurant and had a fortune cookie. I know I have, and I love them, and I love reading my fortune because it kind of tells me what's to come, or it teaches me a little bit of a lesson. So you open up the fortune cookie, and it has a little piece of paper that you can see right here. Now, written on the piece of paper are things like make new friends, but keep the old, don't ever give up, if you try, you can do it, or you will be meeting a new friend very soon, different things like that. So it tells you about how to live a good life. So those are the things that it might say. So today I want to teach you that stories are like fortune cookies. When you open up a story, you find there's a little life lesson inside. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Readers learn lessons. So the two main points that I really want to talk to you about today are how you can reread the ending and think, how did the trouble in the story get fixed? That's one thing. And second is think, what did the character learn or realize in the story? So those are the two things that we're really going to talk about today. So once we've had an adventure, so like we talked about at the very beginning of this unit, is readers go on adventures. So once you've gone on this whole adventure throughout the story, you can go back to the story and realize that the experience taught you something really important. So when we read Tops and Bottoms last week, remember this is a story of a lazy bear who continues to get tricked by Hare and his family, and that story really taught us a lesson. So the life lesson that we can learn from the story, what is it? Well, as you can see, it says being lazy won't get you anything, but hard work will get you everything you need. The way I came to that conclusion and the way I found that life lesson was when he was being really lazy, he was sleeping all the time while Hare and his whole family were doing all the work. Hare was the one who gained something from it. Hare got all the great vegetables. He got the tops, he got the good bottoms, and he got the great middles. Well, Bear didn't get anything. So when he started working hard and when he finally got up and he stopped being lazy and he got up and he worked hard, he got everything he needed. So that's the life lesson we learned from that story. Now, we read Tacky the Penguin a couple months ago, and remember, this is a story of a penguin who does not always act like the other penguins around him. So he's tacky, he's weird, he's goofy, and he does not act normal. Well, how does this book teach us a life lesson, you might be asking? Well, the life lesson that this one teaches is being different has its perks. It's okay to be different. It's totally fine if you don't want to do what's normal, if you don't want to do what your friends are doing, and that's okay. Sometimes better things come from not being normal and doing things different and being different. So the Tops and Bottoms and Tacky the Penguin are familiar stories that we've read, and we pulled a lesson from them. So now we're going to give it a try with Mr. Putter and Tabby. As I read this last chapter, chapter 5, we're going to think, how did the trouble get fixed, and what did the character realize in the story? Here we go. Chapter 5, what a day. Another batter came up. Swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a ground ball to third. Mr. Putter couldn't watch. Glop. Zeke got the ball and ran in circles. The other team scored again. The Yankee Doodle Dandies were not happy. They benched Zeke. Stay, they said. No way, thought Mr. Putter. The score was tied 2-2. If the other team scored again, the Dandies would lose. A batter came up. Swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a hit to the outfield. Mr. Putter leaped into action. He ran for the ball. It was rolling. He'd have to bend down to get to the ball. Mr. Putter tried to bend down, but his knees said no way. The Dandies were about to lose. But then, glomp! Zeke got the ball. Zeke looked at Mr. Putter. Mr. Putter looked at Zeke. Then Zeke jumped. He jumped and put that ball right in Mr. Putter's mitt. Then Mr. Putter threw that ball to home. And because the batter was 100 years old and hadn't gotten there yet, the Dandies got him out. Hooray! The game ended in a tie. The Dandies carried Zeke on their shoulders, and they gave Tabby a ride in the Peanuts box. What a day! Mr. Putter and Tabby and Mrs. Teaberry and Zeke ate 10 free bags of peanuts and drank 3 gallons of water. Then they all found a nice spot in the dugout and took a long nap. Zeke's feet twitched a lot, but he couldn't help it. He was still in the game. So what lesson did we learn from the story Mr. Putter and Tabby? How did the problem in the story get fixed? How did the trouble get fixed? Mr. Putter was taking too many naps and wanted to play a sport. He was worried he was too old to play a sport. He joined the baseball team. So that's how the trouble got fixed. He joined the baseball team. Now, what did the character realize? Mr. Putter realized he could play baseball even if he needed a little help. So what are these two things? We have to turn them into a lesson that we learned. Let's think. What was the valuable lesson that we learned? I'm thinking that Mr. Putter never gave up, and he realized it was okay to get a little bit of help, and he never gave up. He never quit. He didn't say, oh, I'm too old for this. I just can't do it. So what lesson has this story left behind? You can enjoy a sport or have fun no matter how old you are. So no matter if you're 6 or 7, like all of you guys, or if you're super old like Mr. Putter, you can always enjoy a sport and have fun. If you need help, that's totally fine, but you never want to give up, no matter how old or young you are. So that's the lesson that Mr. Putter and Tabby left behind. Instead of choosing a brand new story, use a book that you've already read. So this is your assignment for after this lesson. You're going to reread the ending and ask yourselves these 4 questions. What was the trouble? How did the trouble get fixed? What did the character realize, and what lesson did the story leave behind? This is your activity on Seesaw. You'll see it assigned to you. You can either type it on here or take a picture and submit the picture onto the Seesaw assignment. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson and you learned about how we take lessons from the book. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.